Staying right here in Kenya, Wilkerson Yawa sat down with the WFP's country director for Kenya for insights on the causes of the looming crisis and some of the possible solutions.
We haven't been able to offer 100% of a food basket for a very long time, many, many years. But in the past couple of years, we've had to move that food basket into 40% of a minimum recommended food basket. And now in June, for the first time, I think in the history of both of the camps in Dadaab and Kakuma, we're going to have to go down to a 28% of the recommended food basket. We've never been that low. And so we can tell you what might be the impacts, but we've never seen the full impact. This is devastating. But we've seen over time a reduction in donor interest. The real crisis this year was a severe reduction in the food aid of USAID, and we all know that story of the United States, and they were the largest donor. Up to 70% of that food basket came from the United States. So this has had a severe impact, and then because of all the things we know in the international news, several other donors followed suit. And we already have severe cases of malnutrition in Kakuma. If you go to the IRC Stabilization Hospital, you will see them every single day. But the number of those cases will increase incredibly.
And what steps are being taken to bridge these funding gaps?
It's not only just an African problem, it's a global problem. And right now I don't see a clear solution. But what I do know is if countries start to put forward resources like the ones we've had traditionally in Kakuma and Dadaab, normally it takes 6 months for them to reach us. So we would have to be signing contracts today with whatever donor for it to then, if they're doing food aid, to be shipped to Mombasa and then carried up to the camps. So I can already tell you today that January looks very, very severe. Now, one other thing that can help us and we can move much faster is if we receive cash assistance. It allows us to put money directly to people's phones very, very quickly. But we still need a cash resource in order to do that. And right now we don't see those resources in the pipeline. So I'm not quite sure. I'm not optimistic for the future. We can kind of, as you do at home when you're short on budget and short on food in the cupboard, you can extend it and stretch it as much as possible. But at some point, the most vulnerable population will no longer have food in kind or food in cash. It can mean theft of commodities. It can mean conflict. So what we really need to do is think about the wider ramifications and see from many different angles what we can do to mitigate them, not only as a country, but as a continent.